why should we do video content? Mm, mm, mm. Well, when I first started the business that I'm in, I would put on the suit and I was kind of embarrassed. I put on a suit and tie, and I would go downtown into my city and try to attend as many events that had networking opportunities. And I would have my business card, and I would go around. It was like every 2 to 3 days, I'm at an event trying to get business cards, and then there's the follow ups, and then there's the scheduling the coffee where we do a deeper dive. And we would just go through that pattern over and over and over. And it was a lot of driving. It was a lot of probably too much caffeine. And it was a lot of just keeping in touch too, right? Like following up with people that, were interested. It was like a lot of people were interested, but not right now. Anyway, I did that for years. That was our marketing. That was our advert. That was our work. We just beat the streets, keep going to these events and so forth. And over time, one of the things that I come to realize was that my business was doing pretty well in this realm of like referral dependency, depending on somebody's goodwill to introduce us to someone else. And sure enough, like as we got one project, big break, and we got an opportunity to work on it, usually those customers would come back for more work, or they would tell somebody else they knew, but it never really knew when it could happen, right? Or when the next project would land. And it posed a lot of challenges. And so this is kind of this like up and down that like I think at the very stressful experience, especially as you start to add members to your team where like their livelihoods are now depending on your ability to find the next project. So I think there's a lot of businesses that continue that process, maybe at different levels of sophistication. I know that there's a lot of businesses that go to conferences and they have the big booth and they invest a lot of money in that, and you got to ship that stuff. It's still referral, like a analog beat the streets referral dependency process. It took a long time to recognize that there has to be a more efficient way. And the more efficient way is this. It's what I'm doing right now. If you're watching this, this is it. This is that for whatever reason, you're here and you're watching this video and we're connecting, and I'm expressing this challenge that has existed in my business. We're at the stage where we can scale that process, minimizing the handshaking part and maximizing the reaching out, the connecting, and the visibility. And it's just done through, for better or for worse, through algorithmic tools that have evolved to the point where we don't have to go get coffee with every single person just to see if that person would be willing to recommend us to someone else. Better time spent having that conversation, recording that conversation, publishing that conversation, and then getting it seen by way more people. And a subset of those folks are going to recommend you, especially if you're providing great content, great knowledge, if they like your vibe, all of those elements are there. That's marketing. That's what we should be doing. And there's no gatekeeping. There's no like I got to sponsor or apply to some conference or any of that. We don't have to do that. We can do this. And this works 24/7. I have challenging conversations with businesses that have been successful already on their own. And they're asking me, well, why should we do video content? We've done pretty well going to conferences. We got our sales guys. We've got a steady book of business that keeps coming in. Why do we need to get to that next level? Ultimately, we know that diversifying your opportunities is a good idea, but also you're already having these conversations. Like this is already happening. You just happen to do it one to one or one to a small group. If we could just record it, now we've increased our chances one to many, to a huge group, to an evolving group. It should be a component for the larger businesses. You should be thinking we can't always plan for a good referral, but we can plan for good content. We can plan for producing useful, engaging material that might teach someone that, hey, we have the solution. You might want to talk to us. If you want to know more about this, I have a great workshop. We're rolling out. There's a wait list. Getthroughthenoise.com. I'll talk your ear off about getting past the referral dependency stage.